Okay, we're going to start with material studies number 1, the stages of clay. I want you to grab about a golf-sized ball, maybe a little bit smaller from your clay bag. Put it in the palm of your hand and roll it till you get a nice smooth ball. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so this stage we're in right now is called plastic. Okay, and we're going to use that stage to make most of our work. This is where you're going to do your sculpting, your modeling. Okay, and you're going to move the material around the most. Okay, so that's plastic, and basically it's when it's at its most flexible. Okay, so as long as you keep your clay bag closed, okay, and spray your clay, you can keep it at this stage for an indefinite amount of time. Okay, and there are going to be times when you're going to want to keep it in the plastic stage so that you can do your sculpting, your modeling, your pinching, okay, attaching. Okay, so that's the first stage. That's plastic. Okay, now as your clay starts to evaporate, normally just being exposed to the air, it's going to transfer from plastic to leather hard. Okay, this piece is leather hard. Okay, if you look, there's a little bit of color difference. Okay, this one, the leather hard one, is a little bit darker. So the water has started to evaporate and it's no longer plastic and flexible. Leather hard, it's a little flexible. Okay, like it bends kind of like the sole of a shoe. Okay, but if we push it too far, when we start to bend it too far, look at what starts to happen. Okay, the platelets of clay start to tear apart from each other. Okay, and it's really important that you can learn to recognize the difference from this stage to this stage. Because if you are trying to model clay that's leather hard, you're going to wind up breaking your project. So you're going to constantly be adding water and wrapping up your projects to keep it at plastic. Now there are going to be times when you want it to be leather hard. One of the things that you'll find from leather hard, as the name connotates, it's actually stronger than plastic. Okay, so there's going to be times when you want to work at leather hard. The most important thing is that you don't let it go from plastic to leather hard to the next stage, which is bone dry, too quickly. So this is the final stage of clay. This is bone dry. Okay, and you can see the color shift. We've gone from our gray clay to a little bit darker to leather hard to this ashen color, which is bone dry. So plastic, really flexible. Leather hard, not so flexible. Bone dry, it just breaks. Okay, bone dry is the most fragile state of clay. Okay, now this means when it's bone dry that there's no more physical water. The water is completely evaporated.